Uldren Sov has very quickly and suddenly become public enemy number 1 in the Destiny universe. Come Forsaken, we will witness him commit the single most heinous act we have yet seen, the murder of the Hunter Vanguard, Cade 6, as well as the breakout of the vicious Barons from the Prison of Elders. But what led him to this point? What drove him to become arguably our most hated foe to date? This is the history of the betrayer of both the Guardians and the Reef, Uldren Sov. So who is, or rather was, Uldren Sov prior to the events of Forsaken? Uldren Sov, Master of Crows, is Prince of the Reef and second in command to his queen and sister, Mara Sov. Uldren was also the leader of the Crows, the awoken intelligence network of spies and machines that stretch across every inch of our system. It is this intelligence network that defined Uldren's position in the Destiny universe more than anything, as their breakthroughs and information trading has proved vital on more than one occasion. The first information we have regarding Uldren reaches back prior to the events of Destiny 1, where Uldren and his crows were able to intercept Fallen communications, learning that they were planning an organized assault on the city that would eventually come to be known as the Battle of Twilight Gap. The Awoken singled out one of these fallen groups, the House of Wolves, obliterating most of their fleet and beginning the Reef Wars. Most of the major victories in this conflict can be directly attributed to the secrets and subterfuge laid out by Uldren and the Crows, most notably their eventual contact with Varix, the Loyal, which led to the final capture of Skolas. With many major victories under his belt and an unrivaled intelligence network, Uldren's confidence and hubris was at an all-time high when a single Guardian found their way to the Reef. Uldren showed open distrust, if not outright disdain, towards the Guardian. Seeking information from the Reef regarding the Black Garden, the Guardian was instead given what Uldren saw as an impossible task: to find the eye of a Vex Gate Lord. Much to his shock and displeasure, the Guardian was successful in their task, and he angrily gave over both the eye as well as information regarding the location of the Black Garden, but only after he was ordered to do so by the Queen. Interestingly, Uldren was hardly seen during the Wolf Rebellion, the House of Wolves' attempt to overthrow Mara Sov and take out the Reef while under the leadership of Skolas. It is known that Uldren offered his help and information network to the Awoken, and by proxy the Guardians, during the conflict, but he was never seen directly taking part in it. The next and final time we see Uldren in Destiny 1 is during the failed Awoken assault on the Dreadnought at Saturn. Uldren takes part in the assault personally, piloting his own attack craft, but the assault quickly turns into a massacre as Oryx obliterates every ship around the Dreadnought, friend or foe, in a single overwhelming attack. Our final view of Uldren is of his ship fleeing the destruction, caught in its edge as he screams in rage and frustration. It is at this point that we turn back to Destiny 1's Grimoire to discover Uldren's actions between Destiny 1 and 2. Miraculously, Uldren made it through Oryx's onslaught and is currently the only known survivor of the Battle of Saturn. Uldren's ship was hurled all the way to Mars, where it crash-landed in the Hellas Basin. The Guardians only recently discovered this ship after Rasputin melted away the ice around the Clovis Bray facility near the crash site.
It's a crashed ship that bears some fallen insignia. Let me check the logs, see if I can figure out where it came from. It belonged to Prince Uldren. What is it doing on Mars? Do you think he knows about Rasputin?
With more distrust than ever towards the Guardians, who to him may seemingly be the catalyst for all the bad events that befell the Reef in recent times, Uldren went completely dark, his objective seemingly being to find the whereabouts of his sister, Queen Mara Sov, whom he believes also survived the battle. Uldren secretly traveled from planet to planet in our system before finally allowing himself to be captured by the House of Kings. He was then brought before the Kell of Kings, who surprisingly offered a knee to Uldren, who then himself became the new Kell of Kings. It was around this time that the Guardians began to note the Fallen were abandoning the Cosmodrome, specifically through a report given by Deputy Commander Sloan, finding piles of burning cloth and armor in former Fallen strongholds. In Destiny 2, we encounter a new united Fallen house, the House of Dusk. Acting as a single, united network, the House of Dusk spread throughout the system, appearing in nearly every front of the Red War. Through a few scannable items found on our journey, we get some hints of Uldren's hand in this new Fallen network, which may be acting as an expendable replacement for his crows.
More Fallen transmission data. Well, this is weird. I'm seeing some file headers with awoken symbology? What's that about? A Fallen antenna. The Fallen houses each used to have their own unique encryption, but now the codes they're using are all variants of the House of Kings.
Which brings us to Forsaken, with Uldren holding the Ace of Spades, ending the life of one of the most beloved and important figures in the Destiny universe. There are still many questions. Why Uldren would ally with the Scorn, what his true end goal is, if he believes he knows where Mara Sov is, how deep his hatred of the Guardians goes. But what is known for certain is that Uldren Sov has gained the ire of every Guardian in a way that no other enemy we have yet faced can even compare. Come Forsaken, we will all be hunting for the head of one man. The question is whether or not he will be able to fulfill his goals before we can enact our revenge. Thanks for watching. This has been Scan at GLHFtv.